We're here in Beit Shemesh in front of the Beit Mitnadev, the volunteer house of the volunteers of Beit Shemesh. This is one of 80 plus volunteer houses that we have spread out throughout the country. Follow me and I'll take you inside to see what this Beit Mitnadev does. So essentially the idea of a Beit Mitnadev is to have a place for the volunteers to meet, train, have professional upgrading of their knowledge, do their tests, do courses for the public in here, and of course a place just to relax and gather together and spend some time together for the camaraderie component, which is so important when we're talking about activation of volunteers. So we can take a look before we go inside. We can actually see the outside yard. There's a nice relaxing area for them to get together, barbecue, do outside training of CPR or whatnot, and different scenarios, and basically give them a chance to get together, because every city has 10, 20, 50, 70, 80, 100 volunteers. They need a place to gather, train, learn, and create this team spirit, this very unique team spirit that we have in United Hatzalah. So follow me, we'll go inside. So now we're inside. We can see an example of one of the volunteer houses of many throughout the country. So we can see it's one big classroom over here with an ability for them to have their multimedia here, presentations, lectures, whatnot, and of course, tables, chairs, a place for them to set up classroom, or just a gathering. Of course, Corona times are more challenging, so we don't have many gatherings, but hopefully in a short while we'll be out of this and be able to get back to normal and do training sessions here, and of course social gatherings for the volunteers to create the team spirit, and have time to spend time together, learn, debrief, train, etc. They also have a small kitchenette over there where they can make their coffee, and get their nash and whatever, obviously restrooms and whatnot. And of course, we'll be heading into the equipment center, which we saw the big logistical center that was outside of the city, which supplies equipment to all these volunteer homes throughout the country. Every city, in order to make it easy for the volunteers to get their equipment replenished, they used oxygen, they used tourniquets, they used bandages, whatever it is. They don't need to go all the way to Jerusalem or to the logistical center to get their equipment. In every volunteer house, we have a small equipment room, which is supplied by the big logistical center. We can see here electrodes for the defibrillator, for example. We can see here IV equipment. We can see the oxygen masks over here, and basically everything that the volunteer can need for their day-to-day activity. It's easy, it's in the neighborhood, they swing over, get their equipment, replenish it. We can see the oxygen tanks down here. You saw the big oxygen room there where hundreds of oxygen tanks are being refilled. These are being sent out to equipment centers, small equipment centers just like this over here in Beit Shemesh. And then we also have some training equipment here. We can see the training mannequin for the CPR and other logistical equipment that the volunteers in this area might need in order to make it easy for the volunteer. We want to make it as easy as possible for the volunteer. Once they use the equipment, we don't want to be very bureaucratic. We want to make it easy. They can come over to the volunteer home. It's open every evening. There's someone in charge from the branch over here. They'll come in, get whatever they need, and back home, back out on the street in order to save lives.